Got dreams of being a professional podcaster, but have no idea what you're doing?
This is impossible.
That's about to change.
A new kind of school.
Welcome to the Pod School Podcast.
Well, look who's back in your ears. I've been gone so long, I missed you. I didn't intend to be gone this long, but goodness gracious me, have I been making many podcasts at Mamamia, where I am the head of podcasts. Now, I thought I would kick off this fresh brand new episode back, and I will be dropping episodes each week for the next little while, so that's exciting. If you've got any questions, please, you are always free to email me. Just head to rachelcorbett.com.au and head to the contact page there. One question I get asked a lot is one that makes a lot of sense, because it should be a lot easier to work this out than it is, and that is, how do you use more than one USB microphone if you are recording your podcast into your computer? The reason this is such a reasonable question is because you would think that basically USB ports would work just like they do with every other device. You would plug multiple USB microphones into multiple USB ports and all of those microphones would work. But unfortunately, that's not the way that things happen. And it's probably because computers weren't really set up to be podcasting devices. Basically, you have to do a bit of fiddling in the background to make sure that the input that goes into your software that you're recording into recognizes every single mic you want to use. So this isn't going to be a problem if you are doing a show solo, or alternatively, if your setup is just you in your home studio with a computer and you talk to people via Skype or Zencaster or Ringer remotely. Then you just need one microphone, plug it in, and you're good to go. It's really only if you're going to have a bunch of people in the same location and you're plugging your microphones into your computer that you're going to have to do something to sort of help your computer along. If your computer even has USB ports anymore, which apparently we're getting rid of because Apple just wants us to think our files into our laptops. God knows, I'm holding off from buying a new computer because I like USB ports, and I also, so sue me, like playing DVDs on an aeroplane. I get it, it's not the early 2000s, but that's the way I'm living my life. All right, so to how you actually do this, there's two separate ways depending on whether you are a Mac user or a PC user. Macs, despite having no USB ports anymore, do make this a little bit easier. If you head to the description of this episode, you will find a link to the show notes page. You can also just head to my website, podschoolpodcast.com, and type USB in the search bar and the show notes will pop right up. I've got a video there that takes you through how to set this up. So obviously I'm going to talk a lot of things at you and you might be going, what the hell is she on about? Visually seeing it will help you a lot. So you can head to the show notes there and you'll see it. So it'll make a lot more sense. Basically, if you're using a Mac, there is an app in the background that you've probably never heard of. It's called Audio MIDI Setup. I doubt you would have had cause to find it or use it. But basically what this does when you open it up is it allows you to create what is called an aggregate device. And when you create a new aggregate device, it basically aggregates your two microphones, and then that is what is selected as the input for your audio editing software. So you're basically saying to your computer, I'm aggregating this USB mic and this USB mic into one system, and then when you select in your audio hardware in the back end of your recording software which microphone you're going to use, instead of what you would usually do, which is just click ATR 2100 or whatever the brand of your microphone is that you use, you're going to click the aggregate device. That just lets your computer register both microphones or three microphones. The other way that you do it if you're on a PC is you're going to have to download a wee bit of software. I'm sorry. It's not that hard though, and it's free, so that's fine. Voicemeeter is an audio mixer. I guess it's an online mixer, you'd call it, and so that will give you the ability to set up a bunch of different microphones, and then again, when you go into your audio editing software and you click input, you are clicking Voicemeeter as the input. There's another program as well that's called ASIO for All, and that's another option as well. Again, I'll have links to all of this in the show notes. You can find a link to that in the description of this episode. The video will be there, all of the details that you need. But just know that it can be done that you are also not an idiot if you've plugged 2 microphones into your computer and you can't get them to work and you're thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can I not work technology? It makes complete sense that you would think that plugging a USB mic into a USB port might register. But unfortunately, this is the world in which we live. I bet as podcasting grows and grows, and it is really having a moment. I mean, if you look around, everybody is getting into podcasting. It's going to be a hot second before there's some kind of system set up in computers where it is way easier than it is right now. But that is how we have to do it. My recommendation always for the best and simplest audio setup to use multiple microphones is to buy a portable recorder like a Zoom. I have a Zoom H6. There are a bunch of earlier models you can get for cheaper. The reason that I love this device is because it is versatile. You can plug a bunch of different microphones into it. So if you had 3 people on your show, you could plug in 3 XLR mics and you can take it around. It's very portable, so you can record wherever you are, record directly onto an SD card. If you do need to use your microphones to record directly into a computer, you can just set up the cable, plug it right in, and it basically just channels all those 3 microphones down your little cable into the one USB port, and you can use your microphone that way. So it's a really versatile option. You don't have to download any software. You don't have to set up any aggregate devices. That to me is always the easiest solution. And it's just great because if you decide, I want to go and record at somebody else's house because they can't get over to mine today, then you can just pick it up and you've got a portable recording studio with you wherever you go. So that would be my recommendation. But of course, it's entirely up to you. If you want to record with multiple USB mics, that is how you do it. Head to the show notes page to find a video. Of course, if you need any extra help with your podcast, I am here to assist you. I have an online podcasting course called Pod School. You can find that at podschool.com.au. I will see you next week. And until then, happy podcasting.
That's all for today.